Hey y'all, happy Wednesday evening. Welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. How y'all been? Listen, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all make me feel seen and warm and all those good feelings, even when we don't agree. What show is you watching? You always be saying, da, 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 da. Even still, I thank you for engaging with the content, right? It would be worse if you just scrolled by and none of it caught your interest. So I just appreciate y'all so much. I just, I don't know. I do know. I always want y'all to know that I don't take for granted your support of the channel, your support for me. Absolutely love doing this. I love talking about things and having discussions, whether it be by myself, with people, what have you. I love all the things, except for when I'm your driver in a rideshare. Except for those of y'all that I have met that watch. Y'all know we had good conversations. But I just really appreciate y'all so much, and I'll never get tired of saying it. So today, I've been getting done earlier, y'all. I got done at like 12:20 today, did the gym thing, came, vacuumed out my car, did some other stuff. And now it seemed like time is getting away, but I'm almost finished my Salt Lake City notes. I almost finished my Salt Lake City notes. I'm hoping to have, I will have that out for you tomorrow. I'm just not sure what time. But I want to make sure I get back to doing the videos in between this stuff. And this is what else is going on. So what else is going on? We got Bravo, we got non-Bravo stuff. Some of this stuff y'all have already talked about, I'm sure, but we haven't talked about it as a family. Isn't that what Caroline used to say from Jersey? As a community. And I want to do that with y'all. Again, you may have talked about it with other people. I want y'all to talk about it with me now. All right. So some of this stuff, again, is older. Some of it I wasn't going to talk about. And then I was like, well, I kind of do want to talk about it now. So we got some Bravo stuff. Let's get into it. First up, Katie Ross. So, y'all, my prayers and thoughts, seriously, no jokes, is always with Katie. Always, right? Always, always, always. By the way, this might be a bit of a longer video. Then again, it might not be. Every time I say it's going to be quick, it's long. Every time I say it's long, it might be 15 minutes. So we'll see. But anyway, so Katie, this is according to page 6. RHOP alum Katie Ross enters treatment after drug-induced seizure, her husband claims. Y'all, when I read these tweets, I didn't realize it was supposed to be Katie's husband tweeting about Katie. I thought when I first read it that it was Katie tweeting about her husband, but was calling him a woman. So I thought maybe Katie was having a mental breakdown and was calling her husband a woman. I didn't know what was like, that's legit what I thought. It wasn't until I went back and read and was like, wait a minute. This is Katie's husband tweeting. So it's now been deleted, but he said, my wife is in treatment. I have her phone. TY, thank you for the messages. I can't answer for her. I'm upset. She is okay. Gets out of detox soon. She took MDMA and started having a seizure. She had already planned to go in, but that happened. And the people who have footage, please don't share it. Like she would say, hashtag respect. So evidently, there were people that were there or that saw it happen that has footage of it. So he's saying not to share. Then in a third tweet, he wrote, all that matters, she is okay. So page 6 has reached out. They did not immediately hear back. Katie is going through it. And I know a lot of people want to see her back on the show. I think Katie thinks her being back on the show would help her mental health. I don't think that it would be the case. I don't know her. I'm not her doctor. I just feel like that environment may not be good. Remember when she left that trip? Remember when she told Ashley, I didn't mean to say you were dumb. Maybe I meant you were stupid. And Robin laughing uncontrollably. That's one of my favorite, or not uncontrollable. Robin nervous laughing. One of my favorite scenes. Katie and Candace were the only ones that could gag Ashley. I be forgetting about Katie sometimes, but my thoughts and prayers, like not just saying thoughts and prayers, seriously, are with Katie. It's just a lot going on. I wonder if some of it is because she's depressed because she's not on the show, because she definitely wants to be back on the show. Y'all, what is MDMA? Is it some type? I thought the article was going to tell me. Um, oh, commonly known as ecstasy or Molly. Okay. Well, okay. I knew it was some type of something. I didn't know it was a hallucinogen, a hallucinogen. But wow. Child, again, y'all, we got to send prayers up for Katie. I think and maybe just an ongoing battle, for her. So my thoughts are with her. Some good news for some people. This is according to People. Exclusive, The Real House. Every time I see the word exclusive, I think about B. Scott and their podcast when they would go exclusive. I loved that. But exclusive, The Real Housewives of Orange County's Gina Kirschenheiter is engaged to Travis. She is engaged, y'all. Let's look at the ring. Let's look at the ring. Let's look at the ring. Who, child, that means she's going to be on our screens for another season. Yeah, they're going to film it. Yep. All right, here we go. This is the ring. The ring didn't mean a thing, except for in Gina's case, it did. It is beautiful. These are their engagement. I was about to say, why are they not getting bigger? Oh, she looks really happy. Travis and his big balls, child. She told us, I ain't just saying it. She let us know. Let's see. That is beautiful. You know what? Shout out to her. Like, congratulations. I thought it would have been me. Couldn't, no, I'm messing with y'all. All right. When did it child? I'm over here messing up. All right, let's see. It's a 6 carat diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. She was in complete shock. My nervous system was trying to catch up to what just happened in this magical moment. And I was also trying to process the iceberg that was being presented to me as well. I, of course, said yes and melted into what was the sweetest kiss I've ever felt. They were dressed up for their family's fancy dinner night, New Year's Eve tradition. The couple and their 6 children were there. When Travis unexpectedly suggested taking a family photo outside before dinner, she was still oblivious to his proposal plan. He's big on tradition and capturing thoughtful moments and more thoughtful moments and core memories. So it didn't strike her as weird that he'd want to find a nice photo spot in nature or underneath the string lights. It wasn't until he grabbed her hand that that he grabbed her that she knew something felt different and she realized what was happening. Congratulations again. They celebrated all night, they said, with the proposal making their feast and ball drop viewing feel much more special, intentional, and united. The next morning, her and Travis had an impromptu photo shoot to commemorate their engagement. I guess, which is what we just saw. It was so fun to recreate the moment the next morning, making Big Bear a special place for our family from now on. Congratulations. I know we're going to see it again on next season. All right. Some more Housewives news. Child, we got an engagement in Orange County and a breakup in Miami. This is from Reality Blurb. RHOM's Lisa Hochstein and Jody Glidden have split after 3 years of dating, as Jody confirms breakup in a deleted post. So let me pull up, because I couldn't see it on the screen, so I had to screenshot it and then look at it. Hold on, child. That's my Litos order. We getting Litos tonight. So he posts, grateful for family, friends, and the year that I've had. Somebody says, where is Lisa in this? Somebody else was wondering the same thing. Jody responded, we've gone our separate ways, but I still care about her deeply and want the best for her. Ciao. So they didn't broke up, so he will not be on the show. Well, I don't know. We don't. Well, are they filming? Have they started? Shot. That's going to be Lisa's story. I mean, sometimes I hate to say storyline because it makes it seem like, but I mean, for lack of a better word, that's what it is. If you're going through it and you're presenting your story, that's what it is, right? Ooh, child, it's going to be about Lisa again. It's going to go, it then went from Lenny. It's going to be maybe, right? Maybe. Lisa, give yourself some time to breathe. Don't jump right into nothing else just to have something to talk about on the show. Focus on your kids. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just saying focus on your children. Child, they say they broke up. And speaking of breakups to makeups, let's talk about Todd and what's the lady name? Alexia. I was going to say Alexandra. Alexia. Now, there were rumors, what about 2 months ago, that somebody was riding a bike in Miami and saw Todd and Alexia together, but she had like on a scarf and glasses or something. This is from Reality Blurb too. Excuse me, RHOM's Alexia Napola reportedly reunites with ex Todd Napola in Paris for New Year's, weeks after he drops the Bravo lawsuit. Remember, he was suing Bravo. He since dropped it. Alexia Napola rang in the new year in Paris, France, and according to reports, she did so with ex-husband Todd Napola, because remember they are officially divorced. After the 58-year-old Real Housewives of Miami star shared a slideshow of photos from her holiday trip, a number of sources spoke out claiming that she was with Todd the entire time, as she shared a post on Instagram in which she spoke of being full of gratitude and ready for the upcoming year. She was with Todd the entire time, by the way. Someone told the Queens of Bravo. There's a picture of her, and then it says closing the year where the lights glow a little brighter. Paris, ending the year full of gratitude, ready for 2026. Somebody slid into DMs and said, "Hi, Queens. I was literally in Paris between Christmas and New Year's. Saw her on the street with him and a big orange bag. She is just as beautiful in real life. He is orange." Ah, LOL. Anyway, that's all I have. Somebody else, I also met her at Hermes in Paris and can absolutely confirm. So the big orange bag would be the Hermes bag. If she comes back, I don't want to, I don't, would y'all care if she came back after it being so much of the storyline? Because I feel like there is a part of me that wonders now, did they fake all of that drama for the show? But then again, they actually divorced. So it's like, do they really love each other? And Todd just truly, absolutely hates the show. And so they separated, but then actually went through a divorce. Like it got out of hand and went further, but now they want to be back. I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested in seeing it, I'm not interested in seeing a reconciliation between those two. You know, went so far as to sue Bravo. Like you did a 12-minute video. You said she lied about you leaving Frankie by himself, like all of those things. If those things are true, you really can get back. If everything she said about you was a lie on the show and how could you, and it's true, how could you get back with her? I feel like I'm channeling, and it's true. Like I feel like an accent is trying to come out. So let me, like just talking about that makes the accent want to come out. But if it's true, how could you get back with a person that would do that on TV? Unless it's about her keeping a job. That's the only way I could see that. Some people are willing to do whatever to keep these housewives checks flowing. From the checks to the fame of it all. People want to be famous. She let us know she was meant to be a star. See, I feel like I want to start talking fast and everything. But she let us know, what, 2 seasons back, she was a star. When she was arguing with Julia in the Sprinter van on the way somewhere. So that's the only way I could see him getting back with her, is because it was for the show. But I don't want to see it. I'm not interested. And I'm really not interested in seeing Lisa and Jody's breakup. I don't know what I want to see from Miami. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I don't know. What do y'all want to see? Do y'all feel like there needs to be a little bit of a shakeup? Mix it up a little, keep some of the old, bring some back, send some out? Because I honestly don't know what I want to see from Miami. Y'all let me know if y'all know what y'all want to see. Moving on. Let's get into a little bit of Potomac. Potomac. Remember last week I came to y'all and we recapped Charrisse's interview with Carlos together. I want us to watch a little bit of it because I want us to hear. Robin had some things to say about the interview. She's not understanding where the energy with Charrisse is coming from. She probably wouldn't care. She said if her kids were of age and it was somebody that she knew, but also she did say it was tasteless for Ashley to say it on TV. So again, she did say, while she probably wouldn't mind it if her child was of age, at the same time, Ashley revealing it like she did was tasteless. Because that kind of got lost. A lot of people are like, what do you mean? You're saying that now? Da, 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 and we're giving her heat for it. But I think it got lost where she said it was tasteless of Ashley. Because there are a lot of people saying that Ashley and Gizelle, from what I see, are not calling so that Robin and Gizelle are not calling Ashley out because it's their friend. Robin did say it was tasteless. I really want to get into what Gizelle said because Charrisse had the smoke for Gizelle and not for Robin. She said her and Robin are friends. So let's get into, let's replay. Even though we went over it, I want y'all to see what Charrisse had to say. Now, this is from the Bravo Shade Room. Shout out to them.
Attorneys, I did their contracts. My attorney did their contracts. Okay. Everything was in my home. Our photo shoot was in my house. The show.
Y'all look at this bottom picture right here. Tell me that if you don't glance, that looks like that picture of Angel that they've been showing at a glance. All right.
There was, you know how it is. First season shows is not a lot of money. So all these things, it seemed like I think it looked like it was about me, and people decided, no, we're gonna make it about us. Karen and Gizelle aligned and decided we're gonna erase Charrisse. They created a whole new narrative, okay? And you probably don't know this, Carlos. Like at one point, imagine this. I'm like a self-appointed casting person for the show, okay? I'm helping Adrian. I'm setting up meetings in Starbucks, meeting people, because at first we were trying to make it Potomac people. And I told them from the door, I said, Potomac people are not going to.
I will say that part has not changed. She's been telling that story since Potomac came out 10 years ago, and that part has not changed. She's been consistent with down to it being Adrian.
Do the show. They don't have to. You know what I'm saying? They're not. And so it got to a point, I'm interviewing these people, I'm having casting parties. It was fun for me, you know? And like I said, I called Gizelle. I called attorneys. I did their contracts. My attorney did, like Gizelle gives Karen the name Grand Dame. That was because that was her way of dimming my light, so to speak. No, seriously. And I know people are going to think and say what they want, but it's the truth.
If that's the case, okay. If that's the case, a lot of people, if that's the case, how are you able to be friends with someone if that's what you feel happens?
You know what?
That's the question I was glad that he asked.
Carlos, in all honesty, before any and everything, I am God's child. And I believe everything that happens in my life happens for a reason. Most times I don't know why some of the things that happen, but they happen for a reason. God makes the final decision. So I just felt like it wasn't, if it was meant for me to be in that space, that's where I would be. So I never fought.
That's different than being a friend of somebody in real life.
To retain that space or get it again. But because I put so much time and energy into the show, I still wanted it to succeed. I had the nicest home. Those girls didn't even have attorneys. I did their, like Gizelle gives Karen the name Grand Dame. That was.
All right. So now let's get into Gizelle
rewriting
Charrisse.
We discussed it on camera. Yes. Me, Ashley, Charrisse.
So she's talking about Charrisse and Ashley talking about the Jackson of it all, Ashley and Jackson. So she said, we discussed it on camera, the three of us.
I personally thought when Ashley was in the process of mentioning it, I thought Charrisse was going to like flip a table, go the hell off, go crazy. I don't know, anything. None of that happened. Okay, great. Right. And so she's giving the same energy that you just described, Robin. Jackson's grown. He can do what he wants, which he is. And so is Ashley. Ashley's a beautiful girl. And Charrisse has for years made comments about Ashley being her daughter-in-law. And, right. They were flirty, and that would be so cute, blah, blah, blah.
Now here, So Gizelle is saying Ashley that Charrisse has made comments for years calling Ashley her daughter-in-law. Jackson and Ashley being flirty, and Charrisse saying that would be cute. This is where it's hard because I don't know if I believe Gizelle. There's a part of me that does, and there's a part of me that doesn't, because we know history has shown that Gizelle can get it right and Gizelle can lie, right? So it's like, is this true or not? If it's true, then where is the energy coming from? Is it because it was said on TV and you don't want people to look at you and say, she knew your child when he was younger? You okay with that?
So there's
Yeah.
no issue here. Okay.
Right.
Then when it was brought up again in a whole nother scene, Charrisse had the same energy. Like she kind of like thought it was funny. It was kind of cute, whatever. You can't then let the fans gas you up to then have a moment, to then have an issue off camera.
Right.
Like, no, that's just, I think it's ridiculous. And then how I'm catching strays is beyond me. Okay.
Right.
And how Charrisse is rewriting history is beyond Charrisse. We discussed it on camera. Yes. Making history is beyond me. And I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna get into the weeds of that because it's just
Yeah.
like actually no need.
Mhm.
So I just,
When she said, I'm not going to get into the weeds of that, there's actually no need. It did surprise me that she wouldn't get into the weeds if what Charrisse was saying was not true about them trying to push her off the show and creating different narratives about her. Da, 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 da. I would think she would get into it, but maybe she's like, you know what? It is what it is.
don't know how then Gizelle and Ashley, but I'll just speak for myself, are horrible people, bad friends, make up lies, wanted to push her out of Potomac,
Yeah.
all these things that are simply not true.
Yeah.
So now that I know, Charrisse, how you really feel, now that I know, I will govern myself accordingly. But because I've always cared about Charrisse and I will continue to care about her, I wish her the best of luck. I want nothing but great things in her life, and God bless. But
Yeah.
there's never been a moment for me to support Charrisse, and I haven't done it. There's
Right.
never been a moment for me to speak up for Charrisse, and I haven't done it.
Right.
So
Never. And then I know, like, you always vouched for Charrisse. You always tried to get her included and spoke to production about, let's include Charrisse. And so I'm just like, I don't know where that came from, but
rewriting history is beyond me, and I'm
Yeah.
not.
I hate that we're here.
God bless her. God bless. And
Yeah.
because if I know that I've been nothing but a friend to you, and then you just like mix it up in your head, I can't help you further, right?
Yeah.
Like it's unnecessary.
I will say this. I'm going to agree with Gizelle here and say, if I thought we were friends and thought we were cool and we are hanging out off camera, as we often see them do with NECA, Gizelle, Ashley, Rob, all of them, like even recent, right? And then you're doing this interview, I would kind of look at you like, even if Gizelle was doing all the things that Charrisse said she's done, plotting her and Ashley, because come on, I believe it. I can't speak for nobody else. I know I believe it. Yes. A lot of these housewives do it, right? Even let's just say Gizelle was hands down 100%. Say her and Ashley were making up lies off screen to bring to the screen for these seasons. You still were hanging out with them, Charrisse, and friends with them. So if I was Gizelle, I would be like, why is it an issue now? Even if she wanted to have an issue with Ashley because of the way Ashley brought it to the TV, like, oh girl, and then you're gonna say you were on the Ring camera trying to insinuate that I saw you. Okay, I could see if I was Giselle, I could see. Okay, you want to have the smoke for Ashley for doing it that way, cool. But me, I'm catching strays. I do think, and it would be one thing if Charrisse had brought Gizelle in it and said, well, yeah, she talking about Stacey. Because remember in the interview, she talked about how much she liked Stacey, Charrisse. If Charrisse had been like, well, yeah, Gizelle's talking about husbands and kids aren't safe around Stacey. She not saying nothing about her friend Ashley. I could even see that. But it went deeper than that. It went to Gizelle and Karen trying to get her off of this show. So in this case, if I was Gizelle, I probably would be confused too, because we've been hanging out off camera. And we know Gizelle's been the one bringing Charrisse around. I still believe Gizelle brought Charrisse around 2 years ago to come for Karen and the whole drinking thing and all of that, right? So I'm with Gizelle on this. I would be confused. Like, girl, I thought we were good. I do wonder if Charrisse regrets. I do agree with Gizelle that Charrisse let the audience, like she was reading the comments. And you know what? Sometimes that can happen. Sometimes a situation can happen so fast and you're in the middle of it and it just kind of moves. And then maybe someone else that was there, like in real life, not TV, someone else that was there watched it or was there and saw the situation and was like, girl, this. And then you start thinking back like, girl, it didn't hit me. But now I am seeing things differently. I could see if Charrisse was in the moment with the filming, with the this, to that, whatever, and ha ha ha. And then people are commenting like, girl, do you not think that's weird that she knew your son? Because I've seen people say, y'all need to stop. They're grown people. Again, no one's saying they're not. What we're saying is you knew him when he was a teenager. That's what we're saying. And if I saw somebody say, if Juan was to try to go on a date with Grace, Gizelle's oldest, that would be a problem. If any of them, it would be crazy. Like, so that's what people, nobody's saying that they're not grown, they're not consenting adults. To me, again, it was about, I just think about me as a mom. If my girlfriend knew my son when he was 13, 14, 15, 16, and then now, and we was close friends, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, but I am with Gizelle on this piece right here. Where did all of that extra smoke come from for me? But because you heard Robin say, I hate that we're even here. Like she says,
I hate that we're here. God bless her. God bless her.
Because you know that Robin was friends with Charrisse before Gizelle. Because did Juan used to play for Eddie, Charrisse's ex-husband? Either way, and Charrisse did say her and Robin are friends, so child, it's going to be something. Then there is a small part of me, y'all. And I guess it's because of the way reality TV is and we know people will do anything to stay on it. Is y'all setting all this up for season 11? Child, moving on. What I do want to get into, a little bit of Potomac. I'm going to play, hold on, because I want to play it, but I'm a little bit scared. So what I'm going to do is probably play the voice, but I still want to show something to y'all just in case. All right, just so YouTube can see it when they skimming, because they've been skimming my videos recently. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. I'm kind of still scared. I'm going to show y'all a picture and then I'm going to flip the camera off. All right, y'all see this? This is the after show. I'm going to stop the share and I want y'all to listen. This is Angel and Kay.
While we went horseback riding, I mean, why would you not? Everything was going to be a great time for couples to get together and to kind of be romantic. Colorado is a very romantic place. So yes. I just wanted us to all bond. And sometimes these ladies soften in the presence of their men. And so I was really excited to see the softer side of these women. But as time went on, it was obvious that a lot of the ladies didn't have a couple to bring. So it was going to be 4 people staying at my house. So you and Greg, Tia and her husband. Right. And that would have been a comfortable enough space for all of us to exist in it. And so the other house had to be able to accommodate the ladies plus their men.
When it was a couple's trip, Rob couldn't make it because my daughter had a dance competition in Virginia.
This is Tia.
My brother. That was when she said to me, my house can't take all of you. So I'm going to have 3 couples
Well, originally the trip was 100% supposed to be a couples trip where we
Because Greg
could,
was excited.
yes,
He
where
was
we
telling
could,
Bobby, they were like,
they were planning stuff. They were going to go fishing. While we went horseback riding.
I mean, why would you not?
All right, so now let's get into Tia is sitting with Gizelle and Jazzy.
So I'm going to have 3 couples total in my house, and then you'll have a house close. Everybody else.
No, but she told you. She didn't tell any of us that.
Oh yeah, she did tell me, and I didn't think I initially was one of the people at first. I didn't assume so because obviously she and Kay are closer.
Yeah.
And then later on, she said she'd have me stay, which I thought was very sweet.
Okay.
Planning was changing based off of who could come and who couldn't. Houses were being taken up. This is Colorado's high season. In the summer, we have tons of tourists that come here to recreate. And so the bigger houses for bigger groups are gone after that.
Yeah.
And, that's that. And of course, I decided who was going to stay at my home based off of my comfortability.
Makes sense.
Yeah. From the start, it just.
This is Monique and Ashley.
Because it was like, we're walking up and I'm like, who are these random men? Why are they just now introducing themselves to her? I thought this is her house. And I'm just like, wait, I saw a sign out front. So maybe they're selling the house. Like, I was so confused. Did your husband?
No, it's not. I'll leave you to relax because I know that you had a long
So I'm going to have 3 couples.
morning.
Wait, where'd you going?
We heard this on the show.
Because, just because. It's not unsafe. But some people are at my house and some people are here. I do not like going out of my home state to be with someone else and not know what the hell is going on. And to literally start the trip off without
Ashley shaking her head. It's a terrible feeling.
giving a heads up about like, hey, this is what the accommodations are going to be. It was hard to really settle after that.
How far away are you from here?
Like an hour.
You're an hour from here?
Uh-huh.
She had us at a house an hour and a half from her house, I
It
believe.
was extremely far.
And that's number one, wrong. In like a godforsaken hill, and nothing else is around it.
I don't even understand how we're so separated.
This is Stacy and Wendy together.
Get it? An hour away?
It's
There's no
shocking.
service?
Who planned this trip? Because it cannot be the person whose job is literally to plan
trips.
None of this makes
Long morning.
None of this makes any sense. I just don't understand the purpose of this trip. If the purpose of the trip was for us to see your acres in Colorado,
Where is her house?
Where's
Where
her
would
house?
like
I
why
don't know.
like why didn't we stay at her house?
So we're right outside of Denver. Yes, it's spaced out, but it ain't that spaced out. I'm sure that there are homes that could have been within the vicinity. You know what I mean? Like, sis, if you didn't want us to come, which, would have been fine by me, you should have said that.
Well, she didn't want you to come.
That's your friend. What happened?
I'd never been to her house before.
Okay.
I didn't know what her house looked like. I knew it was beautiful. It's been in a magazine and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know initially that we were not all going to stay together.
Okay.
none of
So that's what they had to say. So the ladies are still talking about how this was again, on the after show. None of them had a heads up to where they were staying. So they all assumed they were staying at Angel's house. Then when they get there, not only are they not staying there, some of the ladies are staying with Angel, and Angel said an hour when Monique asked how far it was. Gizelle said an hour and a half. So let's say they were an hour and 15 minutes. I said that in my recap last night. That's a lot. To me, it's not a big deal that they did not stay in her house. If she didn't have the room, because then that would have been another issue. She ain't even got room for us. She got us sleeping downstairs in bean bags. Like, unless she had a 15 bedroom or 10 bedroom home, no, she wasn't going to have her. And even if she did, with the way they've been coming at her, just about, and more so Ashley and Gizelle, this catfish, just stupid-ish. Nah, I don't want you staying in my house. You can come see it, but I don't want you staying there. So I didn't mind that she got a house where they could all stay together. However, for you to split them up and be an hour from them, we're going to say hour and 15, was a lot. That's a lot of travel. I can't imagine production would be too happy about that. That's a lot. That's really a lot. So I do agree on that note. I would have liked to have known the travel arrangements beforehand. You know what I mean? Hold on a second, y'all. Let me pause this for a second. I'm back. Y'all don't even know I paused. I always do that, y'all. I always pause and be like, let me pause, even though y'all would never know. But anyway, so yeah, I just think that was a lot. Do y'all? I definitely think the distance thing and some of them staying in the house with her. Again, it's not like it was 10 minutes up the road and they each stayed in these. Even then, though, I still kind of do. I see what the ladies are saying as far as this is a girls' trip. We should all be staying together. Like, I agree. If all the houses were on one property and they stayed separate, like that other trip that I talked about on the recap, then sure. But I don't know. They better talk about it at the reunion. But like, don't drag it out. Just an Angel, just own it. Yep, I was being shady. It is what it is. But anyway, all they gonna because they're gonna want to talk about her house. They're gonna want to pinpoint every little thing, especially them knowing it's been in a magazine. So we already know that. So part of me doesn't blame her, but also, come on. All right, let's get into something else. The people have talked about it. The people have talked about it. The people have talked about it. Tamron Hall's talking about it. Jamal Bryant and his beautiful wife, Carrie, Dr. Carrie, and this dress she had on. Some people are hollering, she's a first lady. She's not representing Christ. She is to be modest. It doesn't matter if it wasn't a church event. She's representing Christ and her husband. Other people have said she looked great. It shouldn't matter. It wasn't a church event. I'm going to be very transparent with y'all. I was judged a lot based on my body shape and what I wore. And I will never forget, because I used to be a member of Empowerment Temple years ago. And I remember we moved from Jersey, so we didn't know any of the backstory, none of this. We moved to Maryland. One night, the hubby was up watching TV, saw this pastor on TV that he wanted to check out, and wanted his family to be in church, which we both grew up in church. I'll say for the time I was there, I learned a lot. And I made sure a lesson was learned. You're there to praise God, not a preacher, not a man. And that if you are a believer, no matter what you believe, whoever is delivering the message to you, whether it's in a church, in a synagogue, wherever, a temple, you also need to learn it for yourself and not just depend on it coming from the person. Again, whether it's a pastor, priest, whatever, you need to learn it for yourself. So during that time, I was really a lot reading my Bible, reading other books, wanting to understand, like, not just people throwing out scripture, because people can use the Bible as a weapon. I had to learn not to do that. Not to be like, well, da-da-da, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody perfect. So we can all be convicted in some kind of way with whatever belief we believe, right? So, but I had to learn for myself and to have a personal relationship with God and not with church, right? But I say that to say I will never forget. I used to have these yellow jeans, y'all. They were so cute. But I had went to church to take my kids. They were participating in something, or I was participating in something. I might have been doing a poetry reading or something. And one of the ministers there says to me, and make sure you don't wear these jeans. And she like put her hand on my hip. Now I knew her. She didn't just randomly. These jeans, trying to distract my pastor. And I said something like, if your pastor is easily distracted, then we have a problem. Like, and I know you're not distracted. Like, ooh, see, this is why with my mouth, I don't like. And then there was another time I was a part of this group that was singing. We were having something, and I was part of this group that was singing. And they tried to single me. And my clapback was because of how they tried to use the Bible on me. That's the only reason I said this, right? Because it's not my business what people do. I mean, do I think people should be sleeping with people's husbands? No, but people's husbands shouldn't be sleeping with people that aren't their wives, same way. But we were all there. It was a big group of women practicing. And we were on the stage at the church. And they singled me and another person out and was like, and yeah, make sure y'all don't wear the tight dresses because that's something to do with the body shape and what he likes. And the Bible called me out. And, like if I was really light, I would have turned bright red. But, I couldn't let them see me sweat. So the girl that said it, I said, I mean, that's cool and all that you want to, I forget the exact wording, but that's cool and all that you want to look after the pastor and worried about being married. But I said, but whose bed did you climb out of that wasn't your husband's last night? Because there had been word on the curb. Girl, they said, all right, we're going to end in prayer. So I thought, I was so mad. Like, why are you talking about my appearance and trying to shame me? So let's talk about whose sheets that you done crawled out from in between, from in betwixt. And you want to quote scripture to me. Y'all, I was so mad. I just got hot again. Look, I just got hot under my arms again thinking about it. But I say all that to say, so what I'm about to say with regards to Pastor Carrie comes from a place of how I've been treated. Whenever we look at these shows, watch these shows, not whenever, sometimes we'll react or have thoughts based on where we sit and if we've been in a similar situation. So you may have a different thought than somebody else. For the people that feel like she's the first lady, she shouldn't have wore it, that's your belief. I'm not arguing with you. Don't shame her in the process. But if that's your belief, if that's how you feel, you got a right to feel how you want to feel. I have a right to feel like I saw nothing wrong with it. I know it looked like it was new, but we know she ain't walking around titties out, butt out. Like, we know that wasn't her skin. Clearly. I was fine with the dress. They were not going to church. They were going to an event, right? So I didn't have a problem with it. That's Taria. If some of y'all had a problem with it, that's cool too, right? But I didn't have a problem with it. And I think in this discussion, people that don't have a problem with it, I feel like each side is coming at each other. You supposed to be a Christian. You should think this way. You supposed to be this. You should think this way. Nah, I think what I think. And I didn't have a problem with the dress. Right? First lady or not. That's just me. I do want to know what y'all think and why. Because we can be respectful about, if we disagree. Now, on the podcast, listen to what Gizelle had to say, because Robin brought it up. I just thought this was interesting. That's because since I was already talking about their podcast, I was like, well, let's see what she had to say.
I don't see anything wrong with that dress.
It was fine. It was fine.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is the thing. People gonna have their commentary one way or the other. And you would think you would not feed into the commentary, Pastor.
That part.
So her dress was fine, but and people gonna have, say whatever they want to say. Let's just not feed into it. That's all.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, because that's when you make it unnecessarily bigger than it is.
Yeah, you bring more attention to it for sure.
Yeah.
But I also think, I don't know. I'm just like, it was an unnecessary discussion, period. Yeah. So I know you don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. I don't see nothing wrong with Jamal's wife's dress. Did you see all the discourse online?
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong with that dress.
It was fine. It was,
just leave it alone. But it was made a moment for sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe use a different platform for that. I don't know that Sunday service is the place to talk about.
Agreed.
A dress.
I'm not going to tell him when and where to say whatever he has to say.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a Bible study moment, right? Which is not on Sunday.
Right.
Let's Sunday for the word of the Lord.
Yes. Because I didn't see the connection to the word of the Lord. Sometimes it's just leave it alone. But
yeah. Now, we'll say this. It wasn't how Gizelle said, maybe not a Sunday, maybe a Bible study. It was, in fact, a Wednesday Bible study, I believe. It was not, in fact, a Sunday. But I know y'all have heard it, but I want to listen to what he said, because then I want to play this other pastor that I thought was so disturbing. Wait, not this one. Oh, look at this, y'all. This is from Unshakable with April. Jamal Bryant is the common denominator, because that's what Gizelle had on when they were together. I mean, I don't know, child. Women is grown. You know what? We're allowed anyway. But I'm trying to hold on. Let me stop the share because I couldn't get to the page that I want to get to. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let's go to this. I know y'all have heard it. Just bear with me.
rail on modesty, but have never preached a sermon on obesity and gluttony.
These overweight
It's all right for you to be anointed as long as you don't look like nothing. As long as you look like 12 years a slave, they think you holy. But if you got your hair done, nails done, toes done, y'all ain't saying nothing, smelling good, then immediately church Negroes will make up that you're sleeping with somebody, you prostituted yourself, you played yourself cheap. They don't understand. I got a real sugar daddy, and I will look to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord. I needed to get this straight. I needed to deal with it head on, because the other day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down.
Y'all know that lady that they just showed with the cute waves and the glasses and was like this? She was talking about it. No, I'm just kidding.
They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now, you got to help some people, because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, furthermore, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress, and I like it.
He bought it and he like it.
I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't married to y'all. She married to me.
Well, there
now,
it is.
If you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobbie, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself. You got outer.
Somebody said, not him playing the chords or shake it fast, watch yourself. So he bought the dress, okay? He didn't have a problem with it, her husband. One of the comments said the dress was gorgeous. She was covered. If she didn't have body, this wouldn't even be a conversation. She's worn dresses that have exactly. I feel like the same. I feel the same. She's also worn dresses that fit like that. Is it because the lining looked nude and maybe they thought? My husband and I were talking about it, and Corey and I were talking about it, and we were like, what is like the discourse, the problem? He said he wonders if people think they know it's not nude, but they think that's the look she was going for. So they're trying to say she was going for looking like she was nude, and that's wrong. Like, because like I said, I didn't think anything's wrong with it, but some of y'all may disagree. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. This, I do 1000% disagree on. Now, also, y'all let me know if y'all think that he should have defended Pastor Carey, Dr. Carey at church. It wasn't a Sunday, it was a Bible study, but do y'all think he should have used social media, should have not addressed it, should have ignored it? Here's a pastor that decided he wanted to add his sense into it. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm sorry. This stupid computer, sometimes when I hit share, it hides some of the screen. It's probably me. It's probably user error. Okay, found it. I thought I had them in order. Look at this. This is Pastor Patrick Wooden.
A preacher presented his wife the other day, and
you heard him tell.
I guess you call that a flesh-colored dress. I don't know. It's black dress and flesh color. It gives the illusion that she's not wearing anything underneath. And I heard the preacher, when he defended her dress, by saying, first of all, he bought the dress. And then he said, I want to address people who don't know anything, who haven't been anywhere, who don't know nothing. So I guess our objection to a man of the cloth presenting his wife in public looking like a $2 whore.
Y'all heard him? Y'all heard him? The pastor presented his wife to look like a $2 whore.
Preacher presented his wife the other day, and
let's go to the next one.
Two, at least two.
Y'all heard somebody in the audience say two, a man.
Now, I didn't say she was. I'm not talking about her. My statement is not about her. My statement is about him. I said he presented his wife, and he said he bought the dress.
This man just said that in his pulpit that Pastor Jamal Bryant presented his wife like a $2 whore. I was telling court, see, what I will say is that would have been a conversation. If I was a man and a pastor and that was my wife, that is out to me. You can speak on it if you feel like, they say call your brother out. If you don't feel like whatever, your brother in Christ, whatever, and you want to say something. But that right there, that would be a conversation.
Those are his words, not mine. There is nothing classy about that. There's nothing modest about that. He said we haven't been anywhere. What I would like to know is where have you been? Where did he go? So I'll make sure that I never go there, because I don't want to go anywhere, and I come back with that kind of a notion. Now, I will say this, and this is a comment about my wife, not his wife. This is a comment about my wife. Two. My wife wouldn't have done it, no matter what I said. She just would have said, honey, I'll wear this for you. I'll wear this for you at home when we know the grandkids aren't coming. Because there is such a thing as decency. Decency. Y'all don't like me.
I think that was a bit much. I really do. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I definitely think that's a bit much. Last thing about the dress, and then we are truly moving on. Jamal and Carrie were on the Tamron Hall show. Somebody made a comment and said that Jamal and Carrie knew exactly what they were doing when she wore this dress. They knew, all the commotion that it would cause. Y'all agree? Let's look and see. Let's find them.
I'm a wife. A sliver of doubt before you walked out to go to the event about the dress and that it might create a stir.
People have said, she knew it would get this reaction. My ego is not that big. Wow. I don't dress for people. I dress for myself and for my husband. I am a wife. Yeah. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I have a doctorate, I'm a professor. There are plenty of things that I do. And the challenge is we often want to see a woman be one-dimensional. I am multi-dimensional. I carry multiple titles. Now, what you choose to call me on whatever day is fine for whatever that might be. But I think that there is this idea that a woman can only be one thing. And once I happen to marry a pastor, I happen to fall in love with a man who is a pastor, right? And so with that came the title of First Lady. But there is no book for that. There is no manual for what that looks like. And I have decided that the title does not define me. I define what the title is.
So what y'all think? Y'all agree? Anybody gonna watch, or did anybody watch the full interview? Because I think the full interview was today. That clip might have been yesterday. That was from Hollywood Unlocked. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Last story. Speaking of the church, Lord Jesus. It's according to USA Today. Y'all, it then took my hold on. According to USA Today, Grammy-winning gospel singer and pastor sued for years-long sexual abuse. Grammy-winning gospel singer Donnie McClurkin has been sued by a man who claims the Perfecting Faith Church founder and senior pastor assaulted him for years. Giuseppe Corletto alleges McClurkin, best known for the songs Stand and We Fall Down, was initially a mentor figure to him, but eventually started assaulting him in a years-long pattern, according to a lawsuit filed January 2nd in New York County Supreme Court, reviewed by USA Today on January the 5th. Corletto was 21 years old when he first met McClurkin at his Long Island church in August 2003. According to the lawsuit, during their meeting, Corletto says the pastor assured him that McClurkin would help deliver him from homosexuality. So the pastor of the church assured Giuseppe Corletto that Donnie McClurkin would help deliver him from homosexuality. So I guess Donnie is the senior pastor. Then the other pastor assured him, I just want to get this right, that Donnie was going to help deliver him from homosexuality. Later, as McClurkin's personal assistant, Corletto and the pastor held Pray the Gay Away spiritual sessions in which McClurkin allegedly groped Corletto's genitals without consent, according to the lawsuit. I'm not even trying to be funny when I say that. I'm being dead serious, but I'm wondering, did he try to say, oh, I have to touch them to pray? Like, was he trying to pray the gay away by touching his genitals, saying he was going to pray it out of that? Like, because what, like, we've heard about pastors abusing people and touching people without consent, all of that. None of that is new. To be praying for someone in a prayer session and you are touching on their genital, what won't you do? Like, that is crazy to me. I know this is alleged. Corletto claims McClurkin coerced him into further unwanted sexual acts from 2007 to as recently as 2015. Despite Corletto confiding in the church's staff members about the alleged abuse, no action was taken, the lawsuit states. According to Corletto, McClurkin would coerce him into sexual activity in hotel rooms, and years after Corletto resigned from the church in 2008. McClurkin allegedly tracked down his location and assaulted him twice. So he met him when he was 21 in 2003. From 2007 to 2015, he assaulted him. He resigned from being Donnie McClurkin's assistant in 2008, and Donnie McClurkin would still track him down and assault him. Now, he said he resigned in 2008. McClurkin allegedly tracked down his location and assaulted him twice between 2008 and 2015, I'm guessing. Since Corletto attempted to quit on multiple occasions, but was denied, according to the suit, with McClurkin allegedly coercing him to stay by telling Corletto his deliverance and purpose were tied to the pastor. Wow. USA Today has reached out to McClurkin's representatives for comment. NBC News was the first to report on the lawsuit. Now, Donnie McClurkin responds. In a lengthy social media statement posted early Wednesday, January 7th, today, the pastor called Corletto's allegations profane as well as contrived and untrue. I understand the weight of such false claims, especially in our community rooted in faith, trust, and the teachings of Jesus Christ. And sexual violence in any form is a real and painful reality for many and not to be used frivolously. True survivors deserve to be heard, protected, and supported. At the same time, the truth in all caps matters. He also took issue with the suggestion that he would use his position of power in the church, adding, I have always sought to conduct myself with integrity, transparency, godly care, and responsibility in the fulfillment of my Christian life and duties. This accusation of salacious engagement or any misconduct that harmed, exploited, or took advantage of anyone and misused my position, leadership, or influence in any way in these false accusations is emphatically untrue. McClurkin asked his followers to reserve judgment and trust in God's timing for the truth to fully come to light. He also told followers to pray for the accuser as well, seriously and sincerely. In previous statements to NBC News and Billboard, McClurkin's attorney, Greg Lisi, said the allegations are categorically false. At no time did Pastor McClurkin engage in any form of sexual abuse, assault, or sexual coercion of Mr. Corletto. The claims set forth in the lawsuit grossly mischaracterized their interactions, which occurred over a decade, and some accusations over 2 decades ago. I don't put it past anyone, in church or not, because we already know. Let's just be clear. This is a lot. We will continue to follow this. You know, Donnie McClurkin has talked about his in his words, his struggle with being gay. Well, he never said gay. He said homosexuality. He's struggled with that. That's what I'm using his words. So he has spoken about that. This is just disturbing. It really is. It would be disturbing on either side. Disturbing if he did this, disturbing, disgusting, demented, all of that, and especially using a position of power. On the other side of it, if this is not true, this is also disturbing. That would also be disturbing to make an accusation against someone that isn't true, right? Right now, we don't know the truth. We know what he's been accused of. He's saying it didn't happen. The gentleman, Mr. Corletto, is saying it did. It's like you don't even know what to say because, again, if it did happen, unfortunately, no one would be surprised if it happened, which is disgusting and horrible in itself. People tend to turn a blind eye when the abuse comes from church. I'll say that. But, praying for this young man, if he's dealing with the residuals of this, because it's all alleged, we don't know, right? We don't. Let's be clear. And just in general, this is just horrible, y'all. 2026 is starting off. Boom. Here it comes. What did she say on Why Did I Get Married? Was her name Tasha? Boom, boom. It's a lot. Y'all, thank you so much for staying and hanging out with me. Let me go on and get my shower, get my Salt Lake City notes finished up. Y'all, what did we watch? I'm pissed about some things, and I'll let y'all know in the review. I love y'all so much, and I'm about to tear my Lido's personal pizza, extra sauce, and pepperoni up. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I am only, wait, y'all. I am only, hold on. me see. 14 subscribers away from 7,000. Thank y'all so much. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Help your girl out. Hype the video if you have any hypes left and you want to. Love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Again, thank you for hanging out with me and talking about what else is going on. See you.